What is up, everybody? It's Gabe here. Sorry about the hiatus, but today we are going to be reviewing a collection update and doing a Beckett submission review. So we're going to go over some of the recent acquirements here. Not a lot. I think most of these you guys probably actually already saw. I kind of just grabbed the stack out of the vault. But there is one other card here that I wanted to showcase for you real quick, and then we're going to jump right into the Beckett submission. This is much bigger than the last submission. The last submission was, I think, 15 cards or something like that. There's 199 cards in these two boxes, and we're going to go over them, and they will be shipped out to Beckett tomorrow. So we're going to do the collection update real quick, and then we're going to go into the Beckett submission. So let me get these out of the way. If the video wobbles a little bit when I'm doing this, I apologize. Okay. First up, we have a foil Odyssey Tainted Pact, Gem Mint 10 from CGC. I acquired this card maybe about 4 months ago. If you watched my Odyssey foil set opening video, you would know that the Tainted Pact wasn't particularly gradable. It probably would have scored about an 8.5, to be honest. And if I think it's going to score something that low, I generally won't send it off. I will sell it at a near mint price on the open market, and that's what I did. I sold the card. I think I got $500 for the card. I was happy with it. So I recouped that money, and I picked this up for $700. So I mean, yeah, it cost me an extra $200 for the card, but I mean, it's a Gem Mint 10. And it's a beautiful copy. Absolutely gorgeous copy. Take a look at the back. I know you can't really see that, but I also don't want to remove that, okay, just in case. This way, if I ever do decide to sell this card, they can at least give this a scan to see that it is verified, authentic, and yeah. So try to keep as many receipts as possible, so to speak. So there is that. That is the Tainted Pact. You guys saw most of these already. I kind of just grabbed the stack out of the vault. So let me see, the one Bala, Time Stretch, beautiful card. Okay, here's these guys here. All is Dust, Ulamog, and Emrakul. If you saw my last video, you would know that I had 2 copies of each of the Eldrazi Titans. The lesser copies I ended up selling. I sold them in a bunch all together as a whole lot. So I sold the 4 of them, and I used those funds to pick up this bad boy right here. This is the highest graded copy of Kozilek in foil in the world. It is the #1 copy with the eBay seal. I got it off of eBay. It's funny how it works. It's like, I go to sell a bunch of cards to just to recoup some funds and hopefully put it towards more cards, because I try to roll whatever profits I get back into the hobby instead of dipping into my paycheck or anything like that. But this just so happened to be on eBay right as soon as I sold those cards, and I was like, oh man, I have to have that. So this is the highest graded Kozilek Butcher of Truth in the world. And I believe I already said this is the highest graded All is Dust. So I have 2 of the 4 Eldrazi big boys that are highest copies in the world. I'm very happy about that. I'm still going to try to resend some of these out, but that's for a later date. Okay, they're not going anywhere, and as long as they're in a slab, they're safe. So there's that. And that's pretty much it for the collection update. But now we get into the real meat and potatoes here. I'm gonna try to keep this. My stand is kind of wobbly here, unfortunately. All right. These are getting sent to Beckett tomorrow. All right, and as I said, there is 199 cards in total. I probably should have just rounded it up to 200, but I really wasn't counting. Just so happened that I landed on 199. So it is what it is. But I have this in here for Beckett guys. We'll start here. Give them a hand. So let's do. Actually, I'm gonna move this off to the side here, and we'll just focus on this box for right now. Okay, so the cards getting sent out. Okay. Are going to be They are going to be mostly retro foils between Invasion and Scourge. Okay, that's what most of them are. Now there are some modern cards in here, and there is actually one Flesh and Blood cold foil. I believe it's one. It should be one. Yeah, it's one. Okay, and there are some newer cards that are going to be sent out as well, but mostly old border. OG foil stuff, and it's all the big boys. I'm gonna do all the big ones first, and then just work my way down in value, so to speak. So let's get started. So this is our stack here, broken down in order. It's going to be Shivan Reef, all the pain lands from Apocalypse. Okay. It's going to be Shivan Reef, Llanowar Wastes, Yavimaya Coast, Battlefield Forge, Caves of Koilos, good old Cabal Coffers, Forsaken City, Crystal Quarry. This one, I believe, I didn't really have too high hopes with. Yeah, there's a little bit, the edge there's a little bit iffy. But if I find I'll grade this one anyway, just because it's a land. You know, there's certain cards I will make an exception for. This is one of them. It's not very expensive, but I still like the card, so I'll grade it anyway. And we're getting into some of the Odyssey lands here. Darkwater Catacombs. These are very expensive. Some of these conversion lands. Mossfire Valley. Skycloud Expanse. Shadow Blood Ridge. Really cool card there. I like that. I always thought that was a really cool name. Shadow Blood Ridge. Just kind of sounds badass. Sungrass Prairie. City of Brass. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Watery Grave. We got two of them. I think we have two Overgrown Tombs. Two Temple Gardens. Two Sacred Foundries. We have a Steam Vents. Stomping Ground. Some OG shocks, man. These are gonna look really good in a slab. I tried to pick out as many of the rare lands as I could from my sets. So Godless Shrine. So those are the OG shock lands. I still need to get Dissension lands. Actually, I need a whole Dissension set. I need to bump that. I can't find a Dissension set to save myself. Yeah, Scalding Tarn. So now we're getting into Zendikar. Some of these are newer, obviously, but we'll get right back into the older stuff. Marsh Flats. Arid Mesa. Eye of Ugins. Mindbreak Trap. Phyrexian Altar. Oh, we got 2 of those. Okay. Actually, these 2, I'm very, very stoked to see what these get. These were 2 of the best copies of this card that I could possibly hope to find. Let me tell you, man, some of these invasion foils, they are something. They're hard. Phage the Untouchable. Desolation Angel. Phyrexian Arena. This is another one. And so is this. The old Fire and Ice from Apocalypse. That's a beautiful card. Now we're getting into the dragons from Invasion. We got, let's do that there real quick. Croesus the Purger. Hopefully these guys get high grades. I really have my hopes for them. Because, like I said, all these invasion cards, man, they are just, they're a pain. They're a real pain. Actually, I'm going to shift this back this way. We got 2 Daragazes. 2 Dromars. Okay, actually, I want to make sure that everything is good here. Okay. We got 2 Trebas. We have 1 Rith the Awakener. If you watched I believe it was my first Invasion opening, the Rith the Awakener had a big crease going down the middle and the top. So that one was not gradable, but we're gonna send off that one, see how well we do. Okay, World Gorger Dragon. Now we're getting into Judgment. Okay, they're not organized by set. I kind of just threw them all together. Fledgling Dragon. Actually, they're by creature type. That's how I did it. For some of these. Kilnmouth Dragon. I picked out all the dragons that I wanted to get graded, especially the retro ones. Imperial Hellkite. Draco. Vampiric Dragon. I saw a copy of this card graded in a Beckett 10. I'm not quite sure who has it, but I would love to own it if anybody knows where that card is. Okay, some more lands. Tainted Wood. Tainted Peak. Tainted Isle. Tainted Field. Meteor Crater. Petrified Field. Cephalid Coliseum. This is a rare, or very expensive land. I think a near mint copy is like $95. Something like that. Crazy, crazy expensive uncommon. Barbarian Ring. I think this is like the set. I mean, not quite as expensive, but I believe it's like 60 or 70 bucks, something like that. Very expensive. Very, very expensive. K-Ball Pit as well. Very, very expensive. Nomad Stadium. Centaur Garden. Some of these don't, oh shit. Some of these don't have pull tabs on them. I have to get tabs in them. There's Centaur Garden. Rhea Dawnbringer. Don't have super high hopes for this one just because of the centering. It's shifted that way a little bit, but if I could squeeze a 9 out of this, I'd be pretty happy. I'd take a quick look. Yeah, hoping for a 9. We'll see. Oh, yep, 2 of them. And they're both pretty much the same. You can see they're both shifted. I'm actually gonna move, as I damage my cards and make them go from a 9 to a 2. All right, I'm gonna start putting them in a different stack, so I don't want them to get too tall, so they don't start falling over. We got 2 absorbs. Okay, I believe these are like $100-some a piece. Very expensive. BGS 9.5, who knows what they're worth? Who knows what any of this stuff is worth? Once it hits a BGS 9.5, and you're talking multipliers more. Okay. Captain Sisse. Okay. Aura Shards. Empress Galena. 2 Coalition Victories. This card, if you pay attention to the meta, you'd know that this card just got Unbanded Commander. Spiked in price. Elvish Champion. Crystal Spray. Sabo Tabak. We got the OG Opt. Factor Fiction. Urtai the Corrupted, not the alternate art. This is the original. I would like to get an alt art, but we'll see. This is shifted that way, unfortunately, so I'm not sure if it'll get above a 9, but never know. Diabolic Intent. Eladamri's Call. I have 2 of these. Funny story about this card. We were doing a draft, a bunch of my friends and I picked up about $200 worth of random packs, and I picked up a plane shift pack. Well, sure enough, in the pack was a foil Eladamri's Call, and I'm not sure which one of these 2 it is, but it was one of these 2 cards. I saved it. That was about 5 years ago. So yeah, sometimes you get some good stuff when you do wacky drafts like that. Orm's Chant. Another $120 card right there. Meddling Mage. Lord of the Undead. Skyship Weatherlight. I know this was one that I didn't have high hopes for either. The surface was a little scratched up, unfortunately, on it, but we'll see. If I can find a better copy, I'll pick it up. If not, it'll do for now. Tangarth Tolerant Hero. Again, not the alternate art. This is the original. Doomsday Spectre. This card isn't worth much. I just thought it was cool. Some of these cards I just think were cool to throw in there. I think they'd look good in the slab. Anything that looks like a dragon like that. There's a couple of cards like that in this stack that kind of fit that category. I just think they look cool. This is one of those really, really cool cards. I just really like the art on it. Chromat. This is one I really like to see in a 9.5. Spirit Monger. Man, this card is so good, but it was reprinted so many times that, like, it just killed the value, man. Still, I think this is like $100, something like that, but, I mean, any other copy of that card is like $2 if at most, and it's kind of a shame. Lightning Angel. Good old Vindicate. Pernicious Deed. Got Upheaval. We got the Mirari. I saw this card also in a Beckett 10. I'd like to own that card one day as well. Terravor. Piana Nomad Captain. Seaton Crowsand Protector. Lieutenant Kirtar. Kamal Pit Fighter. Oh, come on, separate you. There we go. Kamal Pit Fighter. Aboshan Cephalid Emperor. I really, really like this card. So I hope this is one I hope gets a 9.5. I would really like to see this card in a 9.5. So fingers crossed on that one. Diabolic Tutor. One of the most expensive uncommons. This particular version, anyway. Buried Alive. Predict. Careful Study. Lawan Cephalid Empress. Cephalid Illusionist. Cabal Ritual. Come on, let's go 9.5 on Cabal Ritual. That would be something. Chainer's Edict. Chainer Dementia Master. Retraced Image. Grim Lavamancer. Mirari's Wake. Living Wish. Sylvan Safekeeper. K-Ball Therapy. I'm probably going to have to replace this card. You can see the centering is just way off. It's shifted to the right. Pretty good. Maybe I'll find a 9.5 of this one day. But whatever that one gets, that we'll have to do. Balthor the Defiled. Jessica Warrior Adept, Burning Wish, Cunning Wish, Seed Time, Solitary Confinement, Test of Endurance, Hunting Grounds, Nomad Mythmaker, Chroma Angel of Wrath. That's one I'm excited for. Yeah, it looks like there's a little, I don't know what's in there. I don't know if you can see that spec. Hold on, I gotta get it out. Come on, you. There it is. Not sure what that was or how it got in there, but the sooner you can get that out, better. Okay. Okay, so that is box 1. That is about 2/3 of what will be getting sent. I'm gonna jump into the second box here, finish it off, and end the video. Okay. Get everything easily centered here. Okay. Got all the retro slivers here. Okay. First is Magma Sliver. Shifting Sliver. Synapse Sliver. Essence Sliver. Toxin Sliver. Blade Sliver. Ward Sliver. Spectral Sliver. Root Sliver. And Brood Sliver. Ooh, how many more are there? I forget. Oh God, there is a lot more. Plated Sliver. Again, it's like $1. I mean, actually, you know, maybe not. Maybe it's not. I forget what it's priced at. Don't quote me on that. But, I mean, it's not very expensive. But it's going to look really cool with all the other slivers. So, I want all of the original slivers in a 9.5. That's one of my goals. So, in the pile it goes. Crypt Sliver. Hunter Sliver. Good old Kev Walker art. I love Kev Walker. His art is so good. Mistform Sliver. Quick Sliver. And that is the last of the slivers. So we got to stack. How many slivers is that? I got to check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 slivers. Okay. Seedborn Muse. 8th edition Birds of Paradise. You know, I still think about whether or not I should crack the 7th edition set and grade that. As much as I would, I don't mean to bump this camera. As much as I would love to keep that thing sealed, I'm wondering if it's just better for me to crack it and grade everything. Because, I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me see if you... I want to see what other people think. Grave Pact. Ensnaring Bridge. Phyrexian Arena. Royal Assassin. Chrome Mox. There's one I'm looking forward to seeing. Platinum Angel. Good old Platy Angel. Chalice of the Void. Tooth and Nail. Teneb the Harvester. Intet the Dreamer. Vorash the Hunter. Newmont the Devastator. Oros the Avenger. Niv Mizzet the Firemind. Some more dragons. Okay. Soren Markov. This is one that I want to see. Definitely want to see this gem out. It's one of my favorite cards. It's not, it's not the most powerful or anything, but man, I had so much fun playing with this card. Nissa Ravain. All of these Planeswalkers, all of them I'd love to see just come out of 9.5s. These would be amazing if we can get a 9.5 in these. So we got the OG foil Jace the Mind Sculptor. Kind of a sad story with what happened to this card, man. Got reprinted like 100,000 fucking times. Isn't it crazy to think that back in the day, this was like a $500 to $600 foil? It's just so bonkers. Like I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's crazy to think that that's a $500. If you paid $500 a piece for these, right? 8 years ago. And then you saved them without looking at the prices today or even following Wizards. And you came back to look at what these were worth. And you found out that they were worth $120 a piece. Could you imagine, like, just, oh my God. Such a shame. And it's just, it angers me. It really does. Some of these cards, man. Anyway, Sarkhan the Mad. Probably one of the worst Planeswalkers ever created, in my opinion. But it is really cool. And it's going to be a really cool one to have in a Beckett slab. So, from one of my favorites, actually from my #1 favorite set, Rise of the Eldrazi. Another Eldrazi. Planeswalker, Gideon Jura. We got 2 of those. We got an OG Lorwyn Thoughtseize. Another dragon. Got a Nullspine Dragon. We got 2 Blightsteel Colossus, Mirrodin Besieged. This is another one I want to see get a gem mint 10 or a 9.5. Will it happen? I don't know. This was a little bit rough. So, we'll see. Vorin Kleck's Voice of Hunger. Another one of my absolute favorite banger sets, man. New Phyrexia. I love New Phyrexia. The flavor is just out of this world. Elish Norn. Shealdred Whispering One. Urabrask the Hidden. Jin-Gitaxias Korauger. Karn Liberated. These Planeswalkers, man. The OG Planeswalkers, I'm telling you, are going to look really good in a slab. 2 Sarkhan Vols. 2 Elspeth Knight Errants. I looked at the value of this card, and I'm sorry, guys. I keep bumping the goddamn camera. I cannot believe the price on this card. This is like a $90 card. Insane, man. Insane. Johnny Vengeant. Got 2 of those. We have 1 Tezzeret the Seeker. I had another copy, but I sold it. The corner was dinged up pretty bad, but I sold it for like 35 or 40 bucks, something like that. But I also have this card in a PSA 10. So regardless of what this card scores, if it scores a really high 9.5, maybe I'll keep it. I don't know, but I think I'm probably going to sell this card off. So we'll see what happens. 2 Nicol Bolas Planeswalkers, the OG. Definitely a card I want to see gem out. We have the original Planeswalkers. Jace Beleren, Ajani Goldmane, Garruk Wildspeaker, Liliana Vess, and Chandra Nalaar from Lorwyn. I can't wait to see what these grade out to be. Again, another card I have in a PSA 10 is the Garruk Wildspeaker, which is also the most expensive of the 5. So I will be undecided what I'm going to do with that. If I get a good offer for the card, maybe I'll take it and sell off the Garruk. But the other ones are going to be staying in the collection until I can either get higher copies or grade my own that are higher, and I decide to sell them off, whichever, however it comes to be. But these I'm very excited for. That is 198 cards, and the 199th card is a cold foil Mandible Claw from Crucible of War. Good old Flesh and Blood, man. I gotta say, I gotta hand it to Flesh and Blood, man. They know what the fuck they're doing. Flesh and Blood cards are amazing. I just, when people realize what it is that they're missing out on with Flesh and Blood, oh man, they're gonna, Flesh and Blood cards are gonna explode at some point. Probably not gonna be for a while yet. I would say maybe another 10 years, but I mean, my advice for Flesh and Blood, get in now. Pay the market price for it. Do whatever it is that you gotta do, because Flesh and Blood ain't going nowhere. These cards are amazing. And the level of detail. Hold on. Let me bring this up here. Oh, this, actually, let me take it out of here real quick. The level of detail on that is, that better not, okay. That's on the sleeve. That dot there, I'll change the sleeve out. But look at the detail. Look at how beautiful and like shiny absolutely astonishing, beautiful cards. Let me see, what does the back look like? I knew there was that white dot in the corner there. Yeah, probably a 9 or an 8.5. But still, I mean, just these old cold foils, man. Look at they're so beautiful. I'm telling you, people think, the Game Piece Army, I'm going to have a discussion video on where I think the current state of the market is headed. I'm going to do some discussion videos in the future. But a little sneak peek into some of my opinions about Flesh and Blood, man. They just, if I were you guys, get in now, because Flesh and Blood is doing an amazing job at managing. I'm gonna flip this around here so these are facing the right way. Legend Story, James White. He does such an amazing job at managing how the cards are printed, and the design is second to none. It honestly, it's better than Magic. It is. 100%. And I love Magic. I love the vintage Magic, but this new stuff nowadays, man, I just can't get into it. Of course, I mean, I know you have the serialized chocobos and all the other bullshit that people like, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Flesh and Blood is going to keep the collector's base around. Magic is starting to pop up in collectors because of the new serialized stuff, which is where I think a lot of this stuff is going to come into play in the future. A lot of these cards are going to shoot up. Think about it. If you have a spike in collectors in Magic, and especially if you have them spilling over from the Pokemon collector base, because Pokemon is just, it's a juggernaut, man. Pokemon is a juggernaut. But if you have people starting to come over from the Pokemon community, starting to collect Magic the Gathering, the old vintage foils. I can't say about the reserve list, because the reserve list it affects more cards that are game playable than it does anything else. But regardless of gameplay, if you get more people from the Pokemon community starting to pour into Magic, trying to collect, especially with this Final Fantasy set that just came out, trying to collect trying to get the golden chocobo or whatever kind of serialized card that they like, if they're just whatever. If you have that, there is going to be a surge in price in the vintage foils. Do not underestimate it. Don't underestimate it, folks. I'm telling you, it might not even be a right away thing. It might not. Honestly, I still don't think it's probably not going to be really truly apparent probably for the next 10 years. It's going to be a while. But if you see Pokemon people starting to cross over into Magic, watch out. Watch out. I remember back in the day, because I was collecting Pokemon at the time. For those of you that were following me in my early days, I started collecting in 2014, I think. 2014, sounds right. I remember in those days when people were coming from Magic into Pokemon, and they were starting to really, pump the numbers up in Pokemon. Within 2 years, prices doubled for Pokemon cards. I believe the same is going to happen for Magic. I can't say it's going to happen within the same time frame, but when you have a collector base, especially one like the Pokemon collector base, getting involved in Magic the Gathering, prepare yourselves. The game piece army is gonna fucking snap. The game piece army is gonna lose, folks. They're gonna lose. I don't know, but that's a discussion for another video. I'm gonna do some more discussion videos in the future, and I think the next video I'll probably do is the next foil set showcase. I believe it's Time Spiral is what I have planned up next. So maybe I'll do 1 or 2 showcase videos, and then we'll do a discussion video. Okay, so stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching, and definitely stay tuned to see what these cards grade. Peace out.